Hello, this is Jeff, Director of Pro Governance Intelligence. Let me take you on a short journey to explain the legislative requirements for annual occupancy certification for commercial buildings in New South Wales, and also explain some of the factors that may affect your organisation. Pro Governance Intelligence can assist your organisation with reliable compliance services to mitigate your risk. In New South Wales, building owners are required to issue an annual fire safety statement yearly. Additionally, there is a requirement to issue a supplementary fire safety statement more frequently where buildings have installed designated critical essential fire safety measures. This regulation applies to all Class 1B to Class 9C buildings in accordance with the Environmental Planning and Assessment Regulation 2000. Effectively, it applies to all commercial, residential and industrial buildings. Those buildings exempt from this requirement are single occupancy homes, which are Class 1A, or non-habitable structures such as Class 10, A, B or C. The Environmental Planning and Assessment Regulation 2000 requires commercial building owners in New South Wales to ensure each essential fire safety measure is being maintained in accordance with the performance requirements of the fire safety schedule, or at least as it was originally designed and installed at the time of installation. One of the first and most important steps an owner can take in achieving occupancy compliance is selection of a service provider. Service providers typically will undertake routine servicing of the fire systems and measures within the building. It's important to ensure that all service providers are operating and providing services in accordance with the relevant Australian standards. In New South Wales, all routine servicing providers must be registered with New South Wales Fair Trading as a competent fire safety practitioner. I will outline the methodology of achieving compliance in the following few slides. It is a requirement to comply with the laws of New South Wales. The process to achieving compliance may have some disruptive factors your organisation does not have the capacity to manage effectively, and exposing your organisation to risks. The pathway should be fairly simple by following the blue tiles indicated on this slide to reach the issue of a compliant annual fire safety statement. In reality, there may be a number of disruptors in the literal sense that expose your organisation to risk. Things such as occupier non-compliance or cooperation, confusion about lease responsibilities of occupants, occupancy and management of alterations, and also defect risk mitigation versus prioritisation. So budget versus responsibility. Pro Governance Intelligence has the systems and experience to deal with the whole certification process to mitigate your organisation's risk. Fundamental methodology for achieving compliance in New South Wales. The initial step should be sound asset management and data capture. So having a full understanding of the equipment and systems within the building. Secondly, ensuring occupation certificates, fire safety certificates and fire safety schedules, together with drawings and specifications, are available at all times. In particular, it's important for service providers to have the benchmark data. Service providers then align their services with the relevant Australian standards and translate the performance requirements of your fire safety schedule. This can only occur through management of the documentation and sound contractor management practices. Building approval to occupation. This chart provides a fundamental snapshot of how to comply with the Environmental Planning and Assessment Regulation 2000, including the Environmental Planning and Assessment Amendment, Fire Safety and Building Certification Regulation 2017. The process starts with new buildings or accessible alterations that require a development consent. The certified plans and specifications will be issued and stamped with a construction certificate. At this point, also a fire safety schedule should be created. These documents need to be provided to Council and the Fire Commissioner. The next step in this process is the issue of the occupation certificate at the end of the project. This should also be followed concurrently with a fire safety certificate that confirms that the fire safety schedule, essential fire safety measures have been installed in accordance with the designs and the original intent. All of these documents need to be displayed in the building and additionally provided to Council and the Fire Commissioner. The occupancy process begins at handover of the building, where an anniversary date will be created for the annual fire safety statement, or in some cases the supplementary fire safety statement for critical fire safety measures that are installed in the buildings. At the end of the day, the fire safety schedule, fire safety certificate and annual fire safety statement need to be displayed in the buildings. The construction certificate and plans and specifications always be kept on site to ensure service providers have sufficient information on the benchmark data of the building. Reporting responsibilities. Annual fire safety statements are a culmination of the routine servicing activities and repair of any defects in the previous 12 months. The anniversary date for the annual fire safety statement is the original occupation certificate date each year. You should receive a reminder from Council each year of when this is due. Section 1 of the annual fire safety statement is the type of statement being issued, whether it's a supplementary or an annual fire safety statement. Section 2 requires building location information and the parts of the building that are included in the statement. Section 3 requires some building details such as height and number of stories of the building. Section 4, the owner's name and address. Section 5 of the annual fire safety statement requires a full listing of the essential fire safety measures within the building, date of the last assessment, which must be within the last 3 months, detail of the competent fire safety practitioner, details of the standard of performance approved in the fire safety schedule. Section 6 requires the full details of the competent fire safety practitioner and their signatures. In complex buildings, Section 6 can be issued on a separate sheet. Section 7 of the annual fire safety statement is the annual declaration by the owner or the appointed agent. Section 8 only needs to be completed where critical fire safety measures are installed in the building, requiring more frequency of inspection and testing. Section 9 is the owner's authorisation to appoint an agent to authorise the annual fire safety statement, effectively sign it off. Section 10 is the owner's name and full address. Section 11 is relevant fire safety schedule, which must be attached to the annual fire safety statement, that in turn must be provided to Council and also the Chief Commissioner of the Fire Brigade. Thank you for listening to my short presentation on annual certification requirements in New South Wales. Does your organisation need assistance to achieve essential fire safety measures compliance? Does your organisation want the reports and data exactly how it suits you and not us? Pro-governance intelligence is agile and committed to customising all services to our clients' requirements. Incorporate intelligence to achieve diligence. Pro-governance intelligence can provide on-site condition reporting and assessment and validation of routine services provided. We incorporate ISO 31000 risk assessment principles, scoring and analysis of management resource effectiveness. Additionally, we can provide analysis of contractor service routines and contractor performance. We can provide a comprehensive, up-to-date servicing requirements database that can be incorporated into your service delivery systems. All of our services will be delivered cloud-based secure document storage facility for seamless integration into your existing business systems. Call me at Pro-Governance Intelligence for a free consultation on your portfolio certification requirements, assessment requirements, or routine service Australian standards data up requirements.